Hey guys, it's Abby or by the Angel Books, and today I'm going to be doing a review on We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This is by far one of my top 2 books I have read this entire year. When I read it, it was my favorite book of the entire year, but then I read Dumplin' and now I'm not sure. Normally I do give a short little non-spoiler synopsis, and I'm sure you hear this in every single video if you're going and looking at reviews and you have not read this book yet. But it's really pertinent that you just read it and go into it blind, because even just a little baby synopsis could ruin it. It's really just go into this book blind. I know it's hard to hear people say that and you don't know what it's about, but trust me, you will not be sorry. If you are, you can come back to this video and tell me I'm the worst human ever and I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's fine, but I doubt you will. So yeah, with that said, I'm just saying go into it blind. It has fantastic writing, fantastic characters, fantastic metaphors, all of that. I can tell you that. It's not really giving away anything about the plot. Just go into it blind and you will be amazed. So obviously that's kind of the end of my non-spoiler section, because I'm not really making a non-spoiler section. So if you haven't read this book and don't want to be spoiled, which I suggest you don't, then I would suggest clicking away now. I loved this book, everything about it. So I feel like there's not a ton to this plot. I feel like if I did reread it, there would be more things to dissect, but the ending is obviously the really prominent part. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight to that to talk about it. Obviously I was shocked. That twist, I genuinely didn't believe it until, like, the book ended. Like, obviously, as I kept reading, I was like, okay, I guess this is how, yes, and then, like, as I got to the end, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is legit, like, this is legitimately the story the author wrote. Not until I closed the book was I, like, in full belief that that actually happened. I figured she was just being, like, insane again. You know, her mom always told her to be normal, so I figured she was just not being normal and, like, everyone was alive and it was fine, but they weren't. I will say I didn't feel for the characters until the twist, which was a little upsetting, but I don't know if it's that I didn't feel for them throughout the book and felt for them at the twist, or if I just didn't realize that I was feeling for them throughout the whole book, because I cried like a freaking baby at the end. Like, it was insane to me. I'm a crier, I get emotional, but I lost my crap. I really don't know if it was a progressive thing that I just didn't realize I actually cared for the characters and cried at the end, because I don't know how else I would have had such a strong emotional reaction, or if I just genuinely didn't care about the characters until the end, but that doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I mean, they were pretentious, they were kind of the people that I generally don't like. Like, even Gat, everyone always says he's like the sweetest little muffin, but he definitely had his issues at the same time. I'm also really frustrated with the characters though, because their plan to burn down the house was like the stupidest thing that I have. I don't care if they were drinking, like, the amount of stupidity just baffles me. I don't think it was possible. Obviously the characters were never scholarly students. They weren't the smartest in the barn. I don't know what the metaphor I'm trying to use is. But they weren't that dumb, which is the only part of the book that really bothers me. But obviously I know that that was her end goal. That's where she wanted to get the whole time, so she had to make it happen some way. But it does really make me mad that they were that dumb. Like, why would you set the first floor on fire? And why wouldn't you all go together? And I cannot believe they didn't think about the dogs. Like, that would be my first thought, like, ever. I was definitely more upset about the dogs than I was the humans, let me tell you that, because the humans were dumb. The dogs were just trying to be themselves. They were just being dogs, and I like, don't know how I feel about it. I absolutely loved it because she had the ability to go there and execute it beautifully. Oh my gosh, beautifully. Her metaphors were insane. Everyone talks about this one part, but I mean, it just took me by surprise when the very first thing she was talking about, my dad left, that he pulled out a gun and shot me in the head, and I was like, holy freaking crap. You hear her mom be like, get up, be normal. And it was just like, oh my, wait, what'd she just do there? Yes, she did do the story beautifully. She had an ending point she knew she wanted to get to, and she executed it very well. Though there definitely were kind of plot holes, I guess, with the stupidity. That's all I'm saying. Also, I want to discuss the big debate about this book. I think they were ghosts. The whole discussion is hallucinations or ghosts. I personally hope and think ghost. I know Ariel mentions that it's kind of easy just to go for ghosts because it's less tragic and that she believes it's hallucinations. A lot of people believe it's hallucinations. A lot of people believe it's ghosts. Of course, I've never been in a situation like this, but I don't think that your subconscious could make them to the ability they are. And I do want to reread this book and kind of look for hints and stuff throughout the book, which I'm sure are there. Even a couple times in the book I was like, oh, well, that was weird, okay. And kept turning while I didn't know the twist. I just feel like the characters and who they are couldn't be the same if they were in your mind. You always have an idea of someone that's different than who exactly they are in your mind. So if it was her subconscious and it was hallucinations, they wouldn't be the same. You don't see all sides to people, essentially. I just don't think that she could be so deep in her self-conscious that she would, like, write the letters to herself and stuff that Gat did. But also you have to think about how the family's reactions, and obviously it's going to be weird either way if it's ghosts or hallucinations, because I guess technically they wouldn't see the ghost and obviously they wouldn't see hallucinations if it was in her own mind. I feel like her mother would do the whole be normal thing if it was hallucinations, because she would subconsciously but very actively be making everything up, whereas ghost, it would be more of her reacting to things than making them happen, I guess. Does that make any sense? Anyway, that's why I think they're ghosts. I'm gonna stick with that. I like that idea. It makes me less sad. Overall, this book was just really great. I can't stop thinking about it. If it hadn't had the ending the way it does, and I know a lot of people are sad about it, including myself, but that's what made it fantastic. If it was just any other ending, this book definitely would not have done what it did for me. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would love to hear your thoughts below. Like always, remember to give this video a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe. But of course, only if you want to, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!